Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Picnic Table Chat Show. It is season 10, episode 5, and it's been a little while since we've been here. That is completely on me, so my apologies for that. It's been a mad few weeks, to be honest. Absolutely hectic few weeks. And then I've come down with this nasty chest infection. Good evening, everyone that's just come in. Come down with this nasty chest infection. Um, it's sort of knocked me for six, to be honest. I'm on my third week of antibiotics at the moment, so it's quite a nasty one. I'm actually holding in a cough right now, so I might have to mute in a second. But yeah, yeah. I am alive. But no, I'm all good. I'm just tiring, to be honest. I'm so tired from it. By the time it's like midday, I'm finding I'm having to go for a nap, and some days I'm not able to get back up. But I'm all good. Um, don't worry, Kat. I'm all good. You know what it's like when my chest gets bad. Obviously, with all my conditions and whatnot, it is a bit of a kicker. But we keep going and doing what we do as much as we can. Just the chat shows a bit like it was really hard to talk at one point, so it was like completely pointless doing the chat shows. I was just so out of breath from it. But we're all good. Onwards and upwards. So what have we been up to? Obviously, we had the show just a week ago. Has it been a week already since the show? It feels like it was just yesterday. It was absolutely brilliant time. Not as busy as we were hoping. I think the trains really affected the day. There was train strikes and cancellations like countrywide, all round us at least. And then someone stole a load of copper wiring from the signals at Sheffield train station. So that kind of didn't help. Um, so I think that put a few people off. But apart from that, it was a really great day. We had a few hundred through the door, and yeah, it was just a really great atmosphere. Everyone really enjoyed themselves, taking in everything that we had there. Unfortunately, the displays didn't make it there. The exhibits didn't make it, so that was a bit of a kick as well. But apart from that, it was a really great day. It was definitely what's the word? I don't know. Definitely one to keep pushing, you know what I mean? We're booking in again for next year. Plans are already happening for next year's Sheffield event. So if you came to this year or you missed this year, don't miss next year because it's gonna be fantastic. We've got absolutely fantastic animal experience going to be joining us at next year's Sheffield event. They are called the Puppy Central Wildlife Experience. They're absolutely fantastic at what they do. And they've already agreed to join us next year at Sheffield. But let's not get ahead of ourselves because that is what, a whole year away pretty much. And we've got many more shows and events in the meantime. Stop messing with the mic. Sorry. Right, so the mic is currently in my hand. It needs to I need to like fix the bracket, but I'll get round to that. I will get round to it, but that's probably why it sounds a little bit funky. Or was I actually messing with it? Oh no, I was messing with it. Yeah, I'll stop messing with it. I'm sorry. Oh dear, dear, oh dear. So yeah, other two shows. We have Weymouth coming up. Obviously, Weymouth isn't quite an ant show. It's not quite an invert show. It's sort of a history, culture, nature show for my local area. It's completely different to the other shows, basically. Very different range of traders going to be there. Obviously, there will be some ant and invert traders. Yeah, I know, Marcus. I thought about it, but it's going to have to be so strong and whatnot. And honestly, the printers, like, this is like the first time the printers had a break since like August. So I probably will. I probably will soon. So yeah, Weymouth, it's gonna be fantastic. We're gonna be trialing. It's the first time that I've hired the outside area as well as the inside area. Yeah, ABS. I know, Marcus. Like, we'll talk engineering another time. This isn't a time for engine. I'll be honest, my engineering brain's gone well out the window these last few weeks, but it is what it is. Um, yeah, my electric bill don't. We won't go into that. Like, we pay every, what is it, every 6 months or every 4 months? I can't remember. But when the bills come in, they make you cry. But it is what it is, and like, it's cheaper now to heat the whole house than to heat every enclosure. So we just have the heating on like all the time. You might notice there's polyracus dives on the top of the enclosure. They've been a bit of a pain the last couple of days. Yeah, my brain fog at a minute. Like, as you can imagine, I am all over the place with this chest infection. I can barely think sometimes when my chest is bad. It really does affect me. But anyways, yeah. So the dives have been a bit of a pain lately. Um, a few of them have been getting out. I've probably put about 100 or so back today. I don't know where they're getting out either, because I've had a good look round, and I've redone the barrier in some of the areas where it could have been a bit weak, and I thought I had sorted it, and then I come back this evening and there's loads wandering about again. So I'm not panicked. Like, they're clearly not trying to leave the nest; they're still nesting there. These are just wandering dives. Now, yes, they are a pain because they are boreal. They are naturally good climbers, and they'll go for long, long walks. We found them upstairs before and all sorts. So it's one of those things. It's a hazard of the job, I suppose, and have a colony of this size. When they want to go for a walk, they do just go for a walk. But again, I don't panic. I don't worry. I just deal with them one by one, picking them up, putting them back in. It's not an issue. But yeah. They, they've been at it for a few days. But where was I was talking about the shows. I'm just going add a news. Yeah, I did think that adding a new tank to it, but it's more like I'll have to add like a massive shelf, really sturdy brackets onto the wall and whatnot. And it's just I haven't really felt up to doing any of it, to be honest. I've got loads of spare tanks as well. We just keep accumulating more and more tanks. Like, I've got at least 3 large tanks just sat doing nothing. Then I've got an Exoterra, a couple of little square ones. Oh, there's little one, 2 little ones there. We've got quite a few. Another one up there. Quite a few tanks which are empty at the moment. So yeah, I'm thinking about it, and we have had plans to do another extension to it. There's another 4. Thank you, Paul. So it's just getting around to doing it, and. So I'm just drinking my hot chocolate because I really like hot chocolate. Um, yeah, it's just getting around to doing it. And with my health at the minute, I've hardly got around to doing anything. New tub to make a new room. See, what I would really like to do is knock out this wall that they're against and like extend it outwards. Because we've got the sheds out there anyways, and the shed's quite a decent amount of space. So if we could extend into the sheds, then I would be well happy. It would like triple the amount of space in my office and sort of animal area. And it would really make the difference out there, having it insulated, being able to... Yeah, I knew what you meant, Marcus. I'll explain that in a second. But having it insulated out there and able to house the animals in more space, I think will be really beneficial. So that's something I'm going to look at doing very soon. We've already we're putting in planning for all sorts of stuff at the minute. That's a talk for another day. So Marcus, the problem with putting a tube in is they'll climb on the outside of it, because no matter how you put the tube down, they'll have access to the inside and outside. No, there is ways to go about it, and there's ways to like stop them, but it's just so much of a pain. Like, you can get like the top of the bottle, put the tube through the top of a bottle, fill it with cotton in the hole, and then the top of the bottle, the inside, you put with barrier. So when they reach the tube, they'll climb up the tube, they'll reach the cotton at the top, they'll go onto the inside of the top of the bottle, and they'll fall off like that. So there is ways to do it. It's just a little bit of a pain. but yeah, I'm thinking there is ways to do it, and I've got like a what is it, 20 or 30 meters of um, tubing that's completely the wrong size for what I use. Um, just something I ordered by accident, clicked on the wrong one, you know. So I've got like it's a big old roll and it's completely useless to me. So I might actually use that for like the Nikos or something at some point and have them running about a bit further because they are quite a substantial colony now. They could probably do um, with the expansion. Make tank lids. What's an idea for the wall? I wanted to do that. Put a few, yeah, I mean, like I say, there is ways about it. There is ways to go through, like do it, but it can just be a bit of a pain. Um, what size is it? I think it was 18 external, 16 internal, or something like that. And we use 12 external, 10 internal for like the majority of our species, and all our enclosures and products and all of that is all 12 mil. So it's a lot larger than what I need. But I'm already using it for the Nikos actually, because the Nikos are in a different enclosure. They're in the Ants Canada tower nest enclosure thing, and we're finding that the larger tubing is closer to what he uses, and is actually really helpful. And it looks really quite cool having it's like absolutely packed like a highway, you know, rather than just a single file that you get with a smaller tubing. Sorry, just drinking my hot chocolate again. So yeah, anyways, going back to the shows, and what do I think about the setup? It's okay, right? I'll be honest, most setups, like as long as it has the right environment, like most setups are like generally okay. You know what I mean? It's the issue with it is that I haven't been able to open it to like because you water it from the top. Obviously, there is the water tray in the bottom, but you water it from the top. I haven't been able to open the top for quite a while to water it, so I just have to pour water on the air holes and let it drip through ever so slowly, which is a bit of a pain. But generally, they're okay. They're crap for filming because like the shine and the reflections and all of that, they're absolutely rubbish for filming. But generally, yeah, they're okay. Then you know they are what they are. It is generally just a plastic box of some description, much like most things are. Um, but it does the job, you know. The thing about it is you can't really go wrong because you fill it with soil and it's basically a bioactive unit. All that he's done is put a drainage layer on an acrylic tube, basically. Um, so you know what I mean. When you start breaking it down to what things actually are, it's essentially quite a easy structure. You know what I mean, and those sorts of things work. So yes, I've got no problem with the enclosures. They are what they are, but they're a bit crap for filming it. If that makes sense. Stickers, don't start the stickers again because I actually have no stickers in at the minute. We have given away all of our stickers. We've done so many local events and obviously other events lately that we've given away all of our stickers. So I've got to get in like a ton more ready for the next few events because we've got loads more booked. Like local things we have booked in all the time. We're at parties and schools and things like that. So, you know, we always been giving out free stuff. Do a duck race, choose number 7. No, okay, chat. Okay, we'll do a duck race shortly. I really need to talk about the shows because I keep getting put off in other directions. The shows. So Weymouth is the 11th of May. It's going to be awesome. It's at Redmond Sports Centre in Weymouth. We also have the field. Like I say, it's going to be like my test of hiring a field because I've never hired the field and a hall before. So it's going to be good fun. It's going to be interesting, and it is going to be a learning curve for me. I have no problem with admitting I'm sort of learning on the go, as I always have with these shows. But having a field is a whole nother factor because of power and safety and fencing and everything else that comes with a field that wasn't involved in just hiring a hall. But it is definitely an enjoyable process. Like, I'm not complaining in the slightest. I'm enjoying it completely. It's great fun. Um, there's definitely a sense of achievement as well when these shows get like put together at the end and when we're actually there. Like this time, we hired the venue, we hired everything else, and we hired the van. Um, and then we hired a hotel. We've never had a hotel before, but it's got to the point where my chest is so, and obviously I was quite unwell whilst going up. We kind of pushed my health to the maximum doing it. We thought we'd better just like, because we normally just sleep in the van, just sat there, have a quick kip, and then we go again in the morning. There's not much time between like settling down for the night and actually getting up again. So there's not much point in trying to sleep. But this time we did get a hotel and we settled down about 3 a.m., got up at 5. But just those 2 hours of actually lying in a bed made a massive difference to me for the day. You'll probably hear some banging in a minute. My youngest is having a shower apparently, and she loves to jump in the shower. Um, yeah, been staying in there and getting no sleep. Yeah, it's not great, is it? But that's what we've had to do to get the shows going. And it is what it is. But so I looked, and there was hotel rooms in Sheffield for like £115, and I was like, no way am I paying that just to sleep for like 2 hours or something crazy. So then we looked again, and just outside of Sheffield, it was like £33. And obviously, we had staff with us, and me and a member of staff, split the cost. So it was like £16.50 each. And it was like, well, that's well worth having, for a decent place to sleep, and it was warm, and because like we don't mind sleeping in the van, especially in the summer, it's not too bad. But in February, it is a little bit chilly. Last year was very chilly, and there was a lot of us last year as well. But that was all good. Um, that's it. Would have slept on the floor. Yeah, I mean, like I expect I'll probably do that every time I do Sheffield. Bristol's a bit different. Um, it's middle of summer. I don't really know. I'll think about Bristol, but I mean Weymouth. I'm at home, so that's quite handy. But yeah, I'll probably do that from now on, doing the Sheffield one. But I felt so sort of not grown up, because that's the wrong word, but like more professional. You know what I mean? Like, I got a hotel and we're doing the event and whatever. I'm not just roughing it in the van. It felt sort of like it's really coming together. So yeah, the Weymouth show is going to be absolutely fantastic. It's sort of gone. What's the word? I don't know what the word is. We've really sort of gone all out on the family friendly, family fun sort of environment, because we're doing really well. We're bringing in people and showing them the amazing ants, and this one's going to be history and culture and things as well. Showing them all the amazing stuff and getting them towards the stages. But I really felt like some of the younger people were sort of getting bored of the shows. Not bored, but you know what I mean? After they've got dragged round by their parents a bit, they can get a little bit fed up. So we've added, obviously, for the last show and every show going from now on, we have free face painting, not just for children. Adults can take advantage of it as well. Please do. Because, we pay for it. You may as well take advantage of it. Go get a free face paint. I probably will. Yeah, yeah, I normally do. Sorry. Right, yeah. Okay. Right. And then so there's gonna be free face paints for absolutely anyone. There is gonna be bouncy castles. Just because why not? Why not? The kids like bouncy castles. There is going to be food traders at the Weymouth and all these things are happening at Weymouth and Bristol, right? So there's going to be food vendors and ice cream vendors at Weymouth and Bristol as well, an ice cream van and proper hot food vendors, not just normal food. There will be hot food as well. Sorry. And then we've also added, and this is something I've worked on very hard, and I'm having to spend quite a lot of time on actually because I want it right. It's sort of I'm using sort of my past experience of when I used to train government officials, we could say, and then other things that I've done, and I've sort of amalgamated it together with a bit of that ant stuff and whatnot. So now we have an interactive learning area where there's different things going on throughout the day. There'll be arts and crafts there in the morning, just free, like come in, do some arts and crafts, and go home with it or whatever. And there'll be other stuff throughout the day as well, but I'm not going to divulge it all. But some of it's really, really cool. I've tried to keep as much of it as I can completely free. There is a couple of things on during the day in that area which will incur a cost, but you get to take home what you do. So you're paying for that basically. Like I say, it's just going to be a fantastic little addition to our events having that. I think not just for young people, but anyone can get involved. But I think it will really sort of grab the imaginations of the young people, and like they'll really want to you say get involved with it after that, and like they might want to go watch the lecture, or you know what I mean. It's just sort of interesting them from a child, like not a child perspective, but more fun perspective. You know what I mean? Rather than just trying to, because the lectures are brilliant, but if you're of a younger generation, you might not understand these university lectures, or they might like be cool to listen to, but you know what I mean? Doesn't really take your interest. So I think like things like this is just it's a bit different, and it's something I love doing. Like I said, I go around the schools already. I do a lot with the home education group and things like that locally. So it's sort of like that, but on a different sort of scale. But yeah, it's gonna be really cool. I'm really excited about it, as you can probably tell. Like as long as the weather's good, because if the weather's rubbish, the whole outside area is gonna be coming crashing down, and it's gonna be an absolute nightmare. And like honestly, so yeah, yeah, that's it. If the kids are out there getting their hands dirty, that's when they're learning, you know, and enjoying it. But yeah, it's gonna be absolutely brilliant. Um, yeah. So Bristol is at the same venue over in Keynsham. We found that venue was absolutely fantastic, and they've given us a huge amount of space there. And obviously, Weymouth is at Redlands in May. So yeah, that's that. I'm sure there was something else I was going to say about the events, but I can't remember. Don't matter. I'll have a load of photos coming from the Sheffield event in the next week or so. Obviously, we always offer the opportunity to local media students to add to their portfolios, basically. I offered it once, thinking it might help with their learning, their courses, and their lecturers basically explained it that whilst they're doing their courses, they try and build little portfolios so that when they leave and they try and get work as a photographer, they've already got something to show for what they do. So actually coming to our events is exactly the sorts of things that they need for those portfolios. It can obviously go on their CV that they've worked in a professional environment, etc., etc. So it's beneficial for them, it's beneficial for us, and it's worked really well so far. But obviously it is half term, so they've not been available for the last however long. They were absolutely fantastic to come over on the last event on Saturday, and it seemed they really enjoyed it as well, which is really cool because it's good to have them like to know they're enjoying it, not just there to do a job. You know, that makes a difference to me. They stuck about all day, so hopefully they've got tons of good photos. I'm just going to use my inhaler because I'm sort of struggling there. What do you mean, Cat, by parking would be better down the bottom? I'm confused. I thought the parking was really good at the Bristol event because we had the separate parking for the traders, but we had that quite large parking area for the main guests. Now, the thing about it last year was I was told that we could open up the tennis courts and things as well if needed, but I don't think that actually happened. But that should have happened. It was all good. Ignore you. Okay, I'll ignore you, Cat. Not a problem. No, we can't ignore you. We would never ignore you, Cat. Right. So yes, we obviously with the growth of what for? I'm so confused, Cat. I'm so confused. With the growth of our shows and events, it has come to my attention that I'm going to need more staff. So we are putting out a little call. If you are interested in helping out at the events, obviously we do Sheffield in February, we have Weymouth in May, and we have Bristol in August. If you're interested, send me a message. I would absolutely love more help on the day. At the moment, we've got about, I think, 15 staff, but ideally, I'd like to have 20 or potentially 25 on the big show. Yeah, Marcus, I've already got you down. Don't worry. In fact, I'll give you a message in a bit about that. Obviously, there is a what's the word, application and vetting process, but it's not really an application and vetting process, but we need to make sure that you are able to perform the jobs that are going to be needed on the day because everyone has very specific roles on the days, and they can be very hectic, especially in the morning before it's an early start, 5 a.m. early start generally, so that we there for 7 a.m. Um, and then it's absolutely mad for like the first hour or two, maybe even longer than that. It is absolute madness. Anyone that's worked for me will know how mad it gets. Southeast. Okay, I will keep that in mind. Yeah, anyone that's done a show with me will know how mad it gets in that morning because it is like a mad dash to try and get everything done. Not every because we get a lot done either the night before or we like at the Sheffield one we get them to set up for us. At the Bristol and Weymouth one we get the venue the night before, so we'll do all of that sort of thing. But there's still absolute hecticness in the mornings, and then it is generally non-stop all day. You will get breaks obviously, but it is a full-on day, and by the end of it it's exhausting, like absolutely exhausting. It's like you're buzzing from it because it's a great time, and you probably like we make sure that everyone gets time to go around the show as well and enjoy it. But it is quite a tiring day. So yes, there is a vetting process in that regards, just to make sure that you are up to the job and happy to take on the responsibility. Because the last thing we want is someone saying that they can do it, and then a day or so before they cancel and leave me sort of short-handed. It does happen, and it's fine if it does, but it's a bit of a nightmare if I need to fill the spot with another staff member, etc., etc. The Bristol show is the 3rd of August this year, buddy. Slept all the way back from Sheffield. Yeah, exactly. It's so tiring, isn't it, Kat? I mean, it's like I don't know. It's because the adrenaline's going and you're buzzing from it, and you're meeting everyone and talking. And for me, and it's a massive emotional drain as well. Like I think that's the right word. Just because I put so much like love and passion into the shows. To be honest, like I spend like hours and hours and hours and days and days and days on the shows, and send thousands of emails, and like I I pour my heart and soul into it sometimes, you know what I mean? Like, especially since last year when like that Sheffield show, it was a good show, but I made so many mistakes myself that I really have poured a lot of myself into making them what they are now. So like it is a complete emotional drain for me. Like I go there on the day and I'm completely buzzing, and then by the end of the day I'm completely exhausted and ready to cry, just because it's just like everything is just coming out at that point, you know. But it is what it is. Like I said, I absolutely love it, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I'm so glad that we decided to go ahead with doing the shows, you know. Um, it is. It's definitely something I say I'm proud of. Yeah. But so what else is going on in the Ants on a Rock world? We have added 3 more millipede species to the website and a couple of other things, some things in the toy section, just a few new items have landed on the website since this morning. We are going to be doing a big update soon because we've got loads more things to go on the website. I just haven't got around to it. Like I said, I've been super busy, and we have had a shake up in our staffing as well. We have to say a massive thank you and goodbye to Mr. Dean. Mr. Dean spent a long time with us working at the shows and helping all over, like every aspect of my business. Basically, he's helped me or given me advice and just been there as a general support. So he has now moved on to further ventures, and we need to, yeah, I just say a massive thank you to him for his help, basically. But now, without Dean, I am sort of short-handed, or not short-handed, because that's not the word. Having to pick up the bits that he would usually do for me. So yeah, I am like at some point we will be looking towards getting more staff in as well, because I need some help with extra bits. Dean did a lot of our advertising for us and things like that, which massively helped. He was good with his words, whereas I get confused. That is what it is. So yes, there will be more updates like coming on the website as soon as I get round to it. Like I said, I've got to add care details and things to the millipedes yet this evening, and there is more bits like that. But we have got quite a few different products to go on there at some point as well, and I need to update the pictures. So there's all sorts of jobs to do as normal, but we love it. Speaking of different jobs to do, I have started filming some videos. Oh my god, it's been I don't know how long. And yes, I'm not meaning the shorts. I've put out a couple of shorts in the last few days. That doesn't count. I'm actually filming some proper videos, and like, yeah, that's it. We can't replace him. He's absolutely fantastic. Dino was. He's a great guy. So like, but he's on to further ventures, and he's done quite well for himself. So we leave him to, what's the word? Leave him to move on. Basically, yeah. Headless chickens. Yes, I like that. It is a bit headless chickeny. So yes, we are filming some more videos. I've actually started filming. I've started writing scripts. It's gonna happen, and there's gonna be some actual videos. Because I've neglected the YouTube for so long, haven't I? And I apologize for that, because I do enjoy. Obviously, it's how we started, was just doing videos, and I do absolutely love doing them, especially when I've got like a purpose to them, which I feel like I've sort of got again. Like I really sort of, rather than just making videos because I needed to make a video, like I've actually got a reason to make these videos now, and I'm enjoying making them. So yeah, that's great. Getting that back, you know what I mean? Like, I hate having to force things. If you're forcing it, you shouldn't be doing it. Like, you should be enjoying what you're doing, especially like if it's your what you do every day, all day. You've got to enjoy it, you know. Too many people are unhappy in their jobs, I think. I used to be unhappy in some jobs. I've gone into a job and I was so unhappy in this line of work. I walked in one day, like I turned up. Sorry, I need a cough. I turned up like an hour early for work, thinking I have time to sit there, have a coffee in the break room or whatnot, and then I can get to work. And literally, I got there, and the manager comes straight up to me and was like, "Oh, we're already behind, and as you're here, can you get on?" And I was like, "You know what? I'm done with this." And I turned around on the spot and walked out, and I never went back. So, like, I very much live by the motto that I need to be happy in my line of work and feel sort of that that passion to do it, that want to do it. You know what I mean? Got news about the dives. They've started to multiply. That's brilliant. That's what we like to hear. That's what we like to hear. So dives, yeah, they can be a bit of a pain. It's once you get that environment right, once you start giving them the right amounts of protein and stuff, they will go, and then there's no stopping them. But it's just getting that bit right. You know what I mean? Sometimes they can just be a pain. I've found quite a few people have struggled just to get them started, but once they've got them going, yeah, people are having some great colonies come out of it now. Ben, you were saying earlier that yours are doing a bit better, so that's good to hear. You know, all round people are starting the message saying that they're getting some good brood piles from them now, so that's really good to hear. Obviously, I do like to try and keep track of the ones that we sell as much as we can, just to make sure everyone's enjoying themselves, having a good time, not struggling too much. Um, you know, definitely pain, but yeah, they can be. But I say, like, once you get that environment right, it's not too bad with dives. Like I say, it's mainly that environment. I absolutely love my dives. I've got 3 colonies here myself, as you know. And yeah, they're one of my favourite, if not my absolute favourite colonies. I was going to bring a dive exhibit to the Sheffield show, but that didn't get finished in time. But I'm hoping to have it ready by the Bristol show, and it would be like I'm not going to give too much away, but it's going to be quite a good little exhibit. Got 6, 7 munching on a roach as we speak, and it's nice to see the newer small ones digging into it. That's very cool. Yeah, see, I've taken to giving mine whole pork chops and like rats and things like that because there's so many of them now. Like I can chuck in like 20 roaches and it won't even touch the sides. Like I squirted in a whole bottle of sugars before the stream, and they've pretty much devoured the whole lot. Yeah, it's just absolutely crazy. Once they get to this size, their eating is just crazy. Which actually reminds me, I have a really good dinner planned. I'm going to be having steak tonight, which like I need a good dinner. There's some veggies and some nice potatoes and a nice big thing of steak, and hopefully I'll feel a bit stronger after that. Bit of iron in me, you know, because I am anemic as well, having like internal bleeding. A thing came up the other day. I've had internal bleeding for 2.5 years now. That's craziness. Hopefully they'll get it sorted at some point. Maybe not. But obviously I am anemic from it. So having that like nice big chunky steak will hopefully make me feel a little bit better in the chest. Because it all sort of links together. It's weird that. But yeah, so YouTube, we are now at 1,200 and something subscribers. So thank you very, very much to everyone who's been joining and watching and keeping up with the content, and everyone who's watching these lives. Really, like it has been a shame that I've not been able to do them, but as you can tell, like, I'm still sort of coming out of there. I've got another week and a half of antibiotics to go, and then they've said if it's no good by then, I'll be on my way to hospital. But we've got all sorts of tests and blood tests, and they're sending me up to like different clinics and stuff just to get a few things checked out in the next few weeks. So I am still going to be about, but obviously I am a little bit distant at the same time. I think that's the right way to say it, but I will still be about as much as I can. Oh dear. But on that note, mainly because I'm now struggling to breathe. I am gonna call it a night. Just take a. I will take a break. I've actually got a holiday planned, right? For what's it? So we're doing the Bristol event on the 3rd. A week after, we're at the Essex Arachnid show. And then 2 days after that, I leave on holiday. See, I've tried co-hosting things before, but to be honest, it just got confusing and like sort of difficult with my planning. I'm really funny with the way I like to plan my shows, so it's definitely like it's fun to do, like bouncing off other people, but and it's a hell of a commitment, to be honest. But yes, I have talked about doing co-host and stuff in the past. I've got a holiday planned. We're going to Butlins again because we absolutely love Butlins in August for my birthday, and I will have a whole week off. I'll probably no, I won't turn my phone off because that'd be crazy. But I will have a whole week off from work, and I will try and not think about work because all the shows would have been done and dealt with, and I can somewhat relax before planning the next. Well, I'm already planning the next one, but you know what I mean. It will give me a little bit of time off. So August, I will have some time off. Um, I might take an evening off at some point. I don't know. I do occasionally, I take a few hours off here and there. I play games and stuff occasionally. So I'm not solid working all the time like I used to be. I can admit that, but yeah, I think I'll take an afternoon off at some point. I'll have no internet. That's very true. It was really bad for internet last time, but I'll make it work. You know me. I'll make it work. If I need to send an email, I'll find internet and I'll send that email. Even if I have to go and buy a Burger King to do so or something. I don't know. But on that note, I am gonna love you and leave you because I'm gonna go and start cooking my steak. Thank you all again for supporting me and watching the shows, coming to the shows. Send some details. I will send you some details. Um, yeah, but thank you all for being spectacular, basically, like you always are. I always say it, but I actually do mean it. You're all absolutely awesome, and I appreciate you coming in and listening to me chat absolute rubbish. um, I will try and be here Wednesday. If not, I will definitely be here on Sunday. I'm gonna make a thing out of being here on Sundays at least, and Wednesdays will be if I'm not sort of already in bed, to be honest. Yeah. Massive thank you to our sponsors, as always, Valhalla Martial Arts and Atsaras. Uh, and a massive thank you to Patreon supporters. Really massive thank you to everyone. So I've just been hit by a massive, like, I'm so tired. It's just hit me like, wow. Just like, boom. Yeah, wow. Smashed. Absolutely smashed. I'm going to eat and go to bed. Um, yeah, thank you for doing that, Marcus. And thank you, Kat, for moderating for us tonight as well. Everyone else who's here, you're just absolutely awesome. I think Paul's a moderator. I can't actually see who's a moderator on my screen. But to all my moderators, basically, thank you. Yeah, I'm going to love you and leave you. So, as always, for me, I'll see you again soon, Ant fans. Good night.